Sorry, I was actually.
I was thinking when it was going on. I was thinking he hasn't clicked us in, and a couple of times when that doesn't happen, I click in, and I thought I'm not going to do it because I saw your face, and I thought you were looking so peaceful and so happy. He was in what is known as, I don't know, a veg haze, you know, a weghorst fade. He was looking into the distance. I thought, oh, look at him.
I was. Apologies. It's late. I've been up since 4 a.m. It's been a long day. But as the comments are saying, WOUT WEGHORST, feed the horse. We need a WOUT striker. I like that one. Welcome to United View. And if you're just joining us, WOUT WEGHORST, WOUT WEGHORST has officially signed for Manchester United. They have announced it via the official club account. There is some quotes to go with it as well from WOUT WEGHORST himself and from John Murtough as well. But that is the news. It is official. He is our player. We can now, I don't know, just crack on, really. We know from what Owen said earlier and from what Eric Ten Hag said earlier, he's not going to be involved tomorrow. They couldn't get him registered in time. But he is our player. So we just obviously, you've got to go live. It's new player in. Owen, what have we got in terms of the announcement? What's going on? And smash a like if you're happy that WOUT WEGHORST is here and you're finally over it and you're pleased. But yeah, smash a like on the video.
Yes, I'm going to read the statement just shortly, but I've just seen the picture of Ten Hag with WOUT for the first time. The height difference. Oh, it's like me doing that show with Marcel. Yeah, it's like me doing that show of Marcel this morning. Oh, my goodness. Look at it. It's incredible. But yes, the club statement says Manchester United is pleased to confirm that WOUT WEGHORST has joined the club on loan from Burnley until June 2023. Goes on to name a lot of his stats and things he's achieved during his career. We can skip over that. WEGHORST said, quote, "I feel privileged to be joining Manchester United. I've played against the club in the past, and it's a fantastic feeling to now have the chance to pull on the famous red shirt. I've seen United's progress under Erik ten Hag this season, and I can't wait to start playing my part in pushing the team towards its aims. Whatever happens in the next few months, I can promise to give everything to the club for as long as I'm here. I thank everyone who has played a part in getting me to this stage, and now I am looking forward to meeting my new teammates and getting involved straight away." Now, John Murtough, Manchester United's football director, said, quote, "WOUT has a consistent goal-scoring record across several European leagues, and his attributes will add a further dimension to our squad for the remainder of the season. We were also attracted by his strong personality and dedicated approach to football, which fits perfectly with the spirit that Erik is building within our squad. He has shown a huge desire to join Manchester United and be part of what we are striving to achieve this season." I think it's funny whenever Murtough puts in those comments, doesn't it? Because, you know, not the real story, but fine. You know, name some positive. Those things he said about him are true there. Yeah. You know, he has scored goals across major European leagues. He has a great personality. He really wanted to join Manchester United. He was willing to pay his own termination fee. Let's just not put in the financial side of it. Let's just leave that out of it.
Leave it out.
Let's focus on the positives. And the positive is his personality. Positivity is his work rate. The positive is that he's a Manchester United player now. He wants to be here. He can't wait to put on the shirt. He's been seeing what Erik ten Hag's been doing at United. And we've got a backup striker. And my, oh my, Flex, do we need one? Because tomorrow he's not going to be available, but maybe Martial won't be available for tomorrow as well. And because of that, it now shows how important WOUT is going to be, because Palace on Wednesday, the following Sunday, Arsenal. WOUT might be starting those games because Martial might not be.
Yeah, it's typical, isn't it? It's absolutely typical. Almost like right on cue. Do you know what I mean? Right on cue, he pops down with an injury, and it's like it just reiterates. Yeah, exactly. It just reiterates the importance of having WOUT WEGHORST. And finally, do you know what? We entered into this transfer window quite downbeat, saying we ain't get.
That is good.
It doesn't. Is it though? Bulo, is it good?
That's the sound of the police.
Yeah, and it's just not that sound though. I get it, but it's a bit. Whoop, whoop. It should be WOUT. It's not. I get, but I'll rate it. There's been better, but big up to Bulo. And now you've made me forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. Anytime we do anything, we just go off on a tangent. We came into this transfer window not expecting anything. Once we saw what was available in terms of João Felix at that price and we were like, oh, we're not going to be able to afford him, are we? We're just not. And then we said, if we do get anyone, it's going to be someone so far left or right that we just weren't thinking of. And that's what WOUT WEGHORST is. You know, although it makes sense, and you think, oh, actually, yeah, why don't we think of that? Maybe that's quite. But we knew it would come from something that wasn't, you know, the Memphis Depay thing looked like it made sense. That looked like, well, he's not favoured at Barca, you know, out of contract in the summer. You know, let's just bring him back for a stopgap. Then it was like, can we get the Felix situation? You know, maybe a Boubacar. You know, there was loads of little things, but WOUT WEGHORST was definitely one that was quite left field. And it was like, all right, actually, that's, oh, yeah, just to the summer. Oh, 4 million quid. Oh, all right, yeah, we'll do that. Do you know what I mean? It actually fits. And it's more to do with what Erik ten Hag wants. It's more to do with the type of player that he is. But most of all, given what's available, what's attainable, and our short-term goals, that I think that's the best we could get for where we're at. Do you know what I mean? You could argue
ticks the boxes, doesn't it?
The best we could get, but not under those circumstances, not at all.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I think somebody said this as well. Not saying that pound for pound, you know, inch for inch and stuff like that, that WOUT WEGHORST is better than João Felix, because that's not true. But in terms of our actual needs and a contrast and a difference in what we have versus what he can give us, it is chalk and cheese, and we do need that option. So you could argue that for us stylistically, it would be better to have a 6 foot plus, put it in the mixer, play through him, focal point. You know, because João Felix isn't that as well. He was playing off the left for Chelsea yesterday, playing off the right. He was just kind of roaming. That's because that's what he does. WOUT WEGHORST is a absolute solid number 9. You know, and a good short term buy loan.
Economies of scale. That's what we're talking about there. Flex economies of scale. Yeah. It represents a better economic deal for Manchester United. It might represent a better deal in terms of actually what we need, i.e. a striker. I'm getting a bit annoyed by all the João Felix stuff.
Why? What do you mean? What people saying we should have got him?
The goal. João Felix was available in January. Well, he wasn't. Like, he wasn't available for us in January because we couldn't get him. Like, that was not feasible. And again, I would question to people that go, oh, we should have got João Felix. You go, what do you want? Like, because at the same time, when we've done deals akin to that in the past, where we've overspent and we go, that's a stupid deal. Like, you know, he's not going to be a long-term player. It's so much money. And imagine he got sent off for us in his first game. We'd be laughed at. You know, in comparison, is WOUT WEGHORST a better player than João Felix? No. Yeah. No, he's not. I mean, and we're not going to sit here this evening and go crazy. But in terms of what United need, in terms of what United have, in terms of a budget, again, this is almost my cop-out answer, Flex. If it's what Erik ten Hag wants, then you give it to him. If Erik ten Hag had a list of players and they went, these are your options, and he went, I want that guy from his summer business, where near enough, apart from Dubravka, he doesn't count, right? Apart from that, every other signing that Ten Hag has done, you would say tick. They're getting better even now. You know, people like Eriksen and Casemiro, Martinez, they're getting better now. Anthony, he's still scoring goals. And still, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But if Erik ten Hag feels like WOUT WEGHORST can contribute to the team, bring him in. It's a shame he's not available for tomorrow, because let's be honest, if Martial was a doubt, then who knows if WOUT WEGHORST would have started tomorrow, you know? And even
I think he would have.
Yeah. I mean, I think against...
If his trophy was signed in time.
Against Palace...
Yeah, we have to see. We have to see what. Yeah, we have to see what sort of shape Martial's in. He might even start tomorrow, and he might be all right. He might start on the bench and come on for 20 minutes. I think
he will take a risk tomorrow, Erik ten Hag. I think that, and this is why WOUT WEGHORST is also.
Now that we've got WOUT WEGHORST, should he take a risk?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the key thing here. I think if we didn't have a backup striker, he would go, look, I want to play Martial in the Manchester derby, but if I play him. And a bit like at Everton, if he plays 30 minutes and he goes off, then he's properly out for like 6 weeks. We are screwed. He might just think, you know what? I'll play him tomorrow, see what happens. If he does get hurt, that's annoying. But at least we have an option. At least we have an option waiting in the wings. At least we do have a striker that can play.
Yeah, but what about? Do you think? What about that versus? We don't have another striker to come on in that game, though.
As I know, obviously, switch it around. As Ten Hag said in the press conference. And if anything, this was almost a bit of an indictment on Martial when he was asked that right at the end of the press conference. He went, "We've had plenty of games without Martial this season." And basically, and he meant it as if to say, "And we've done fine, and we've done fine." But the point was like, this happens a lot. This has been happening a lot with Tony. So if it does happen, we almost expect it to happen. The disappointing thing is, it's just like when it matters. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, yeah.
Listen. No, but you know what, though? That's what you call using your powers for good. If you think about it.
Well, you say that, but I mean, I could also...
Oh, mate, I can't do it all. Sometimes you got to let me, the judge, I can't always be,
It's like you're pointing at the guy, like, who's going to get injured? This guy. This guy. Who's screwed? This guy.
I've done reverse judge on City the other day as well.
Yeah. No, you say that, though, because, again, every time there's... Again, peek behind the curtain, guys. Whenever a rival of ours are losing, I'll always send Flex a message. I'll go, so-and-so's losing. And he goes, they're going to win. Don't worry, they're going to win. And then when they do, he goes, see, I told you they're going to win. And then when they don't win, he goes, reverse judge. He goes,
Hip Hop Geek says, accepting the judge now, are you?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Only when it's convenient. And to be honest, I think you are starting to believe it a little bit, because even privately you've gone, this is getting weird.
It is a bit weird. But I'm only matching the consistency of the community, because they're sometimes with when they apply it.
I don't know what your point is.
My point is that they do it sometimes. Sometimes they do the whole, Flex don't do this. And then other times they don't say anything, because I ain't heard anything about Casemiro. Why did you spud him? Why did no one said that? Not one person.
Well, if anything, again, it was interesting because not that he was playing badly, because he wasn't, but he hadn't really hit the heights. And then you touched him, and like you said, the reverse happened.
And it wasn't just a normal touch. I made sure the connection was like, Have you seen Avatar?
No.
Ever in your life?
Nope. I'm one of it's the highest grossing film ever. And I haven't seen it. And
those of you that have seen Avatar,
I don't really care to.
Well, all right, fair enough. But you should see it. It's wicked, especially the second one. But those of you that have seen Avatar, when the thing that they connect onto the animals that they ride, and then they put the hair onto it's like plugging into the animal so it can go.
Gotcha.
And it just intertwines. You lot know. Someone will know the actual term of that in here. I know what it is. But yeah, it was like I did that to Casemiro and just connected the thing.
It's just like
him on.
Your presence puts them in the opposite direction. So if they're on the ascendancy, you knock them down. If they were on the way down, you knock them back up. Were you interacting with Mark? You did speak to Rashford in pre-season.
I did. No one will say it though, Owen. Nobody will talk. No one.
But my point. That's my point. After last season, he was on the way down. You spoke to him on the way back up. It's opposite directions.
It is, but again, nobody wants to give me the praise for that. That's true.
People talking about Avatar as well. The thing is with Avatar is, the reason I suppose I haven't watched it is because I feel like it's a film. This is a lot of judgment for someone who hasn't seen the film. Yeah. It's a film where it's just like everyone that goes sees it. It's like the special effects, the VFX, the look of it is incredible. When it first came out in 2009, it was just at the time 3D films were back, 3D televisions, and everyone's like, you've got to go to the cinema to watch Avatar in 3D. It's amazing. Yeah. And this time around, it was a sequel that took
12 years.
How many years? Yeah, ages to make. Loads of money. It had to make 1.5 billion to break even, and everyone that has seen it is like the plot, but in terms of the look, incredible.
I like the plot. No, I mean the whole pattern. To be fair, I couldn't. I'll be dead honest with you. I went there to watch it, and I couldn't even remember the first one. Like I didn't even rewatch it. I couldn't even remember what happened. But I just really thoroughly enjoyed the second one. However, we are massively off topic.
Hey, come on!
For anyone just joining, it says WOUT
9.
WEGHORST signs for Man United. Well, yeah, 3D was just coming back in 2009, and you know the 3D graphics and avatar. What are we doing?
It's 9 o'clock on a Friday. You know, let your hair down. It's been a long day. We've signed WOUT WEGHORST. You know, enjoy yourself.
I can't even remember the original thing of where we was.
You said
it's about Judge
because it was even Judge. It was further back than that.
Yeah.
It was João Felix. We were talking about João Felix and why of course would have been. Well, it was ages ago.
That was ages ago.
It would have been a better option. I do think he was a better option for United. I do, and again, this was my point actually. Yes, it annoys me. Like I saw it even when Chelsea were playing Fulham yesterday, and people went, "Oh, João Felix was looking good. We should have got him."
Yeah, he was looking good.
Like,
but
yeah, he did look good for them, but at the same time, like. We couldn't do that deal.
Yeah.
Like that was never going to happen. And again, that's when I go to in these sort of transfer windows, same as the summer, same as now in the winter. You have to temper your expectations. I've used that phrase a lot recently, but you do. You can't work yourself into your head saying João Felix is available, therefore United have to get him. What if we can't? And you have to be in the reality of we can't get him. So when he does go to somewhere else, you can't be disappointed because we were never really in the first place. That was George Mendes shopping him around. And everyone went, are you kidding me? Loan fee. And it's only a club that's got a lot of money and is 10th in the league is desperate. And how did that work out? Not great.
It's true. It's true. It's and that's what I mean, bringing it back to WOUT WEGHORST. Not doing the pun thing, but he is the right horse for the right course. He is. He actually is. He is, isn't he?
Horses. Oh,
yeah,
I'm going to find that picture.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good, man. Whoever made that, I need to look on the @ on Twitter. Whoever made it, they made it so quick. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things right now, man. What I might do, I might print that out and put it in a picture frame. Put it in a picture frame and have it in the studio because it is spot on. But while Owen finds that, it was brilliant. But I just think back to him. He's the right type of player we need for this moment. He is. And like Owen said quite a few times before, we've been talking about this. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a hell of a lot more than we think. I don't think he's going to be just this backup guy who only gets 10 minutes off the bench, especially 100%. If he starts scoring. Because then you've got to keep playing it.
Martial's injured, and we're still technically in 4 cup competitions. This is not a 10-minute see out the game striker. It's more than that. I do, and it's Robert Pastor who made the image on social media. Only Flex and WEGHORST. Look at that, genius.
Can I say, I love the fact, obviously it would have looked odd if they didn't do it, but just the black hands that I've got, like it's such a deliberate, like, make sure you put the hands black because you can't, Flex has got black hands.
It just, everything in it works. I mean, KG with the big, beard, that works, and the hat on. You've still technically got a hat on.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. And Rodney, you actually, bro, yours doesn't look photoshopped.
No, it's my head. It's my head. I wish it was my body, but it's my head. Like, it works. I've even got that kind of look in the distance. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like
you
fully look like Rodney.
And the thing is, KG is like Uncle Albert. That is him.
He even walks like him.
Yeah. KG, you Wally. KG.
No, that is brilliant. And the fact that I should have put my dressing gown on, innit? I can't bother to get it, but it's in there. So yes, back to WOUT WEGHORST. He is the right horse for this course, man. And I think it's going to be a good signing. I really do. And I think that it's so easy to look outside of us. It's so easy to do that whole thing of Arsenal are going to sign Mudryk. He's one of the most exciting players in Europe. Chelsea bought João Felix. Chelsea bought Badia Shields, whatever. Liverpool bought Cody Gakpo. Like we can sit here and wallow in it and say, and we're getting Wout Weghorst from Burnley. Like,
but I think when you read it out, it says he's joined the club on loan from Burnley. You go, oh, that does sound a bit crazy, but at the same time, again,
he's going to prove why it was a good signing.
Focus on. This is what is strange. I guess it's life, but we focus on failures as opposed to wins, don't we? You know, we focus on. There was a reason Burnley bought him. That's because his record at Wolfsburg was really, really good in the Bundesliga. Goal every other game. Everywhere else he's been, goal every other game. Besiktas, goal every other game. Again, if this was an ideal situation, would we be going after him? No. But Ten Hag believes in him, and this was going to be my question to you. There is no buy option clause, but is there any chance, Flex? Is there any chance, come the end of the season, United go, we need to keep him?
It's really all right. The straight answer should be no, but it depends on the climate. If he does really well and gives us that second option, and then we go for the striker, the Osimhen, the whoever it's going to be, whether it's a young guy that we don't know, then yeah, because let's face it, we're saying that we can't rely on Martial, just in general.
Yeah.
Then you're going to spend big. We keep using Osimhen as the benchmark. That's just because he's the most linked. It could be anyone, right?
Harry Kane.
Then could be Harry Kane. Then we're going to get the one, like the Harry Kane or the Osimhen or the whatever, the
Gonzalo Ramos.
The 60 to 100 million pound striker, whoever it is, the one. But if Wout Weghorst does well and you want to give him a year extension to be about the place, as long as we get Vlahovic, as long as we have that solid 9, then I'm not against that. If he proves it, if he proves it within 5 months that he can play at this level with us, then as long as he's not the main guy and it's just a squad depth thing, I want options, bro. I want options.
I was going to say, who's to say we can't have 3 strikers next season?
Oh, exactly. I want options.
In the same way we look at the midfield now and we go, oh, we've got Casemiro and Eriksen. What an upgrade. This time last season, we were playing McTominay and Fred.
Exactly.
Who's to say this time next season, we go, remember when we just had Martial and we got in Wout Weghorst? Now we have Osimhen, Weghorst and Martial. How good is that? That's what we need.
The aim is to never be one injury away from a catastrophe. So if you think about it, an injury to Casemiro and or Eriksen at the same time, or one, is that's an injury away from McTominay and Fred again. If you only get Wout Weghorst, which we've got now, that's an injury away to Wout Weghorst to having to rely on Martial again. So that's why we need to be stacked at right wing. An injury to Bruno, Eriksen kind of plays deeper. We don't really have another player who does what he does.
Yeah.
When he doesn't play, we feel it. So that's the aim. Luke Shaw, that blow softened a little bit now. You can say one injury to Martinez and Varane, and we're back to Lindelof and Maguire again. So that needs to maybe change in the profile. But they've done okay when they've come in, to be fair.
We've had that since we've come back from the World Cup. We've had a disjointed back four.
Yeah, and they've done well.
I said earlier on, we've only conceded 1 goal.
But if we played that, that's where I would say, though, that the caliber of opposition, like if you're asking Lindelof and Maguire to come in at home against Forest or Bournemouth or whoever it was, They should be able to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when we're talking about out and out quality of really trying to kick on, back to the point of what you said, if can Weghorst stay? When we go and get the Osimhen or the Kane or whatever, and something happens to them, we already know we can't rely on Martial or whatever. So have 3 of them, make them fight out. Sometimes Martial can go back to playing on the left or whatever.
Although the problem is that there isn't any buy option in this loan.
No.
So. No. Let's say he does do well. Let's say at the end of the season, it's like he was brilliant. Like no one knew what was going on there. Then suddenly Burnley are like, right, chances are they're probably going to get promoted back to the Premier League. I reckon it'd be more. I reckon they'd ask for more.
You reckon they'd ask for more?
Depends how well he does.
They buy him for? Was it like 15 million or something like that?
Check.
I feel like around 15 million that's a good hypothetical to thing, because obviously they went down, so he wanted to get out, but they didn't want to sell him, so they loaned him. I think it's around 15 million, isn't it? 17, something like that. Interesting.
How much did Burnley pay for Weghorst? Around £12 million.
Okay, so so they didn't want to just discard of their investment. They loaned him.
I think you're right. I think they'd be like, give us 20.
Depending
on how well he did. If he did so well,
Don't get me wrong. If he was scoring in finals and fucking imagine that. Imagine he flipping scores in the EFL Cup final, or I know I'm jumping the gun a bit, but imagine and wins as a cup, and then imagine he came off the bench or something and scored against Barcelona and got us the win. Like these are things that he's legitimately our player. So these are things that can happen. Do you know what I mean? Obviously,
imagine come the end of the season, we're like, yeah, we're still going to go for a big striker in the summer, but you cannot let go Weghorst.
He's good.
You can't.
And evidence changes all of that. Evidence, and sample size changes. Well, not even changes. It answers that question. We can't answer it right now. We can only paint hypotheticals. And hypothetically, if he does excellently, you would say hypothetically, well, we still go after what the long-term target would be. But hypothetically, if there was money to keep him, you would if he smashed it, because that would be logical. But hypothetically, if it went rubbish and he hardly did anything, then you go, right, well, that's why it's a 5-month loan deal when he's gone. Or if it's in between, it was like, he did okay. Like,
served the purpose.
Fair play to him. He got us through. We managed to get top 4. Missed out on a couple of cups, but we secured top 4. He scored 5 goals. And I remember that one where he got the win against thing. That was important goal. But then you send him away. You know what I mean? So and say, oh, I slipped. And then you I went like that on my feet. And then you say thank you. We can't. What I won't do. Although I'm saying he's like the right player for now, and it's a viable option. I'm not going to gas him up like I think he's going to absolutely set the world alight. I just think he's going to be really useful for us, and then we go from there. If he supersedes that perception that I have anyway, like a preconceived notion of how he's going to be, then I will be like everyone. I'll be like, wow, I never saw this, and I just didn't see it. But
it'd be even more credit to Ten Hag, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Even more credit in the bank. You'd be like, where on earth have you pulled this one out of? Unbelievable. By the way, people talking about Osimhen. Napoli are currently playing at the moment. They're playing Juventus. They are smashing them 5-1 Flex, and Osimhen has scored twice.
Yeah, Osimhen's proper, man. He is. Let's get some super chats out, actually.
Yes.
Was quite a lot, actually. We'll go right back to the start. Sorry, guys. Okay. Leaf says, cast your minds back to yesterday. New signings needs to be mindfully introduced. Yeah, obviously with that red card to João Felix. Which was not unfortunate because it's a definite red, but he was having an impact on the game. He did look really sharp. Shalil Patel says, wow, today. On a break at work at the moment. Let's go. Oh, big up. Hope you're enjoying your break. There you go. There's some breaking news on your break. There you go. Enjoy.
And you say that mine are poor. That is the lowest of the low. Some breaking news on your break. What a disgrace. What a cheat.
What's wrong with that? There is breaking news on his break, though.
It's not even a pun.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's breaking news on his break. It's not a pun.
It's a pun.
Well, this is a pun.
Almost brilliant.
Flectrician and flectricity.
Oh, I tell you what, that smells to me like merchandise in the future, doesn't it? Oh, the most flectrifying man in all of sports and entertainment. Oh, can you imagine you doing the people's eyebrows? Oh.
Maybe I could have flectrician on it. What are you lot saying? Would you lot get the merch of flectrician on here, and then underneath or in the writing, it's written in like a live wire, a neutral, and an earth.
Something like, I mean, we could do a whole flectricity line. You know what I mean? There are so many different things we can do on that pun. You can literally just a light bulb, and underneath it just says Flectric. Brilliant.
Priest of Melanin says Weghorst backing up Mbappe at centre forward next season. Wow. Wow. Thinking bright. Thinking bright. And PS says Weghorst will end the season as a starter due to Martial's fitness. Owen was talking about this to me yesterday. I was driving back from somewhere, and you were saying that, weren't you? Wouldn't be surprised to see him finish the season as the starting striker. Martial will end up being a good backup for the last 20 minutes. Mark my words. Do you know what? That might not be crazy. That I don't think he is. Considering Martial's injury record, and it's not exactly in the best of form right now. Smashing it. You never know. You never know. Sometimes a player out of the blue can just come in and do that,
I wouldn't be shocked to come the end of the season, like you said, that he's playing more game. By the way, all of these flex puns are unbelievable. Degeneration flex.
Oh, I like that one.
I'm going to start making notes. Seriously. I'm going to start making notes.
That's a good one. We could have like the DX thing with the black and the green. And that can work.
His flexcellence. Get a crown.
Tell you what, mate, they always asking about the merch. The community designing it. Owen's literally writing these down. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Jerome T says, interesting player, gives us an opinion, gives us an option, we don't have. Also plays with grit and tenacity for a 6-month loan. I really like it. 100% agree with you, Jerome. My feelings are of the same as yours. And I think there's another super chat. There you go. SK says the Mountain has arrived, but still worried about midfield. Isco, Savic, Rabiot available on a free. Come on, John, get off Facebook. Some players that he can go for.
What do you think about another one? Because I'm really in a pun mood now. Conrad says Wu-Tang Clan, like Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. Nah, not quite. I like the thinking. Do you know what I mean? But just
they're not all winners.
They're not all winners. Yeah. So some of them get some honourable mentions, but they can't all be winners. Yeah. Priest of Melanin says Weghorst bullet header to win the derby. Need it? Well, he's not playing. He's not playing in the derby. He wasn't. We have officially signed Weghorst. Actually, if you're just joining us, smash a like on the video. Got just over 800 people watching. See if we can get to 1,000 in the next couple of minutes before we wrap up. That'd be nice. Yeah. Yes, but if you are just joining us, Manchester United have officially announced the signing of Wout Weghorst. But as we knew from earlier on, if you missed it with the presser, which Owen covered earlier on, Wout Weghorst has not been registered in time to play tomorrow. So he will not be scoring a bullet header tomorrow in the derby because he's not allowed to play. And that is the super chats. Yeah, that is the super chats.
I'm still reeling off the Generation Flex. I'm just thinking of all the possibilities. I mean, I'm getting very excited by the puns, but yes, that is a super chats.
Only you. That is a super chat.
People can say like the pun or whatever, and they say sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, but I think pun's right there with it.
100%.
But and
they're fun. They're fun as well.
They are fun. They are fun. Also, by the way, there was a poll put in the chat said, "Is Weghorst a good signing?" Over 316, Austin 316, wrestling references all over the place. Says, "Is Weghorst a good signing?" 90% say yes. Only 10% saying no.
There you go. I think that's a clean sweep. So there you have it. Wout Weghorst has signed on the eve of the derby.
Flex appeal.
I like that. I've got a lot of flex appeal. That is good. What was I going to say? Oh yes, Wout Weghorst has signed on the eve of the derby. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. You know what though? In all seriousness, come on United. I'm not going to lie to you. The nerves are kind of settling in. When I set off tomorrow and we do the road trip, Marcel's coming up with me. KG's coming up with me. It's going to be insane. Owen's going to be at the fort at UVHQ. We're going to be packed out. We're going to have people on the match view. The energy is going to be crazy. Mina's back in there. Louis back in there. Paolo's back in there. And somebody else as well. So you can see who that is tomorrow. And it's just a massive day, 12:30 kickoff, derby day, and it's going to be absolute scenes if we beat them. The feeling around the place is just going to be so high. And look, like we've said many times, and I heard you say it today, you're not putting in excuses for if we lose, but even if we do lose, it is what it is. But this is a chance to really go for them. I just want to see high energy, going for it, believing in it, and getting revenge, man. I don't care. That was horrible what they did to us. It was horrible what they did to us last season, home and away, and then away again this season. That's the last 3 results in a row. They've absolutely destroyed us comfortably.
Yeah, Ten Hag said it in the press conference as well. And the biggest thing for me, he said, go out there, act and play like winners. Go onto the pitch being like you're a winner. And 2 said, don't be naive. And I think that's the key thing. I think that was the thing we did at the Etihad. We were really naive. We gave them way too much respect. We thought they were too good, and we didn't put up a fight. I want to see a fight tomorrow. 100%. I want to see United show grit. The crowd will be behind them. The crowd will be up. Every big game at Old Trafford this season, the atmosphere has been brilliant, and it'll be just the same tomorrow.
It will. And last super chat of the evening, Nick Mann says, big up, lads. I hope Martial's fit enough for tomorrow. Are you Eriksen or Fred to start? By the way, just saw Osman smash 2 goals and 1 assist against Juve. Get that Dubai money and get him over Kane. Yeah, people really feeling Osman. And Eriksen or Fred to start. I spoke about this with, I think it was someone at Sky today. Or was it? I can't remember. But they were saying the same thing. I'm saying Eriksen all day for me. I think Erik ten Hag's got it spot on already in terms of when to bring on Fred. There's a reason why I think Eriksen has started every single game. You can see that Ten Hag needs him in that team, and he does a lot more than I think the eye that meets the eye with him. However, though, again, Ten Hag knows what to do. If he does start Fred and deems that right, I'm down. I'm cool. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. But if you're asking me off the bat of what I think right now, I would still keep that midfield exactly the same: Eriksen, Casemiro, and Bruno. So yeah, there you have it, guys. We will be back tomorrow. Road trip settings, early setting off. Big game tomorrow. The nerves will be in full effect. Obviously, Marcel's going to think we're going to win like 3 or 4-0. Flex, you do know we're winning today, Flex. You do know this, don't you? You do know that. There is categorically no way Manchester City Football Club can beat Manchester United PLC at Old Trafford today.
Manchester United Football Club. They saw it. Manchester United Football Club. He was telling me after the stream today how time is a construct of man, and I went, Marcel, leave it there. Like I can't deal with this at 10 a.m. in the morning. Good. I went because it was like get there for 8, and he got there after 8, and I went, where are you late? And he went, time is a construct of man. 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. they look the same to me. And I went, what? And he went, outside it's dark. They look the same to me. 5 a.m., 6 a.m. they're the same. I went, well, they're not.
Yeah, they're now different, mate. What do you mean? Anyway, that's for another day. And Nick Man says, also, can you get KG and Saeed on #reckless? Saeed's doing his own thing, building up his channel, smashing it. Big up to Saeed. You never know in the future things that can happen. But yeah, big up those two. KG's reckless, whoever he's with. Yeah. So anyway, guys, we'll see you all again tomorrow for the big one, Derby Day. Come on. WOUT WEGHORST we trust. Not tomorrow though, but big up.